Teddy, let's go do the compost. Teddy from this side. Go to the rock. Good job. Put this here. But you want it down low where you can play with it. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Oh, you're going to chuck that whole thing in? Did you just throw the lid in the compost? Well, after last week's video and seeing how stalled the compost piles were, decided to give them a little bit of food. We've got our kitchen scraps from the last couple of days, got some coffee grounds we've piled up a little bit, and a couple of bits of cardboard and stuff like that. But the star of the show is droppings. So we have Forester kangaroos, we've got Bennett's wallabies, and we've got patermelons here in ample loads. And that's literally from a couple of minutes of just kind of raking up and shoveling it up. And we've got heaps. I did some research and looked into it. It's apparently really good for the garden, for how well broken down it is. Apparently you can dig it straight into the soil and add it around plants and it won't burn them. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Nice. Oh, I forgot the manure. Oh my goodness. Silly daddy. Yeah. Silly daddy. I may have left that out in the rain. That was disgusting. That even looks so much better than a week ago. Oh. Well, there we have it. I've covered up the compost now. Let's see if that makes a bit of a difference. It was starting to feel a little bit warm, especially that left-hand bay when I turned it this morning, just to add in the new stuff. So with that on, that cover on, hopefully we see a little bit more warmth and get those piles kick-started before spring gets here.
Okay, so today is a very exciting day. I'm going to sow some of our first seeds. A lot of them are going to be lettuce and maybe some Asian greens. Hamish is on a pile of dirt, very excited. And I've got my pile here. Oh, that's right. So I've got watercress, bok choy, butter crunch lettuce, rocket, and Lolo Rosso lettuce. I've no idea if it's a little bit early in this little microclimate that we have. It's really cold morning. So we are going to keep it in like a small greenhouse and inside, so it will be covered, but it still might be early. So I'm not going to go overkill. I'm just kind of testing it out, but we're itching to sow some seeds and get them in the garden. So let's give it a go. For these really tiny little seeds, I follow the Charles Dowding method. I don't know if it's only him, but that's who I follow. And we're kind of like, and I'll show you, just multi-sow in a little line, and once they germinate, prick them out and then put them into seedling trays. So let's give that a go. Right, so I am going to direct sow some bigger seeds like the peas, snow pea, shelling pea, spinach and broad beans directly into a larger, like actual seedling tray, because they're bigger seeds, so they germinate a lot easier and quicker, and I don't need to prick them out usually. So let's give that a go. These are nice and sturdy. These are the take that back, Hugh Richards collaboration with Containerwise, which are really sturdy. And just if anyone's interested, we are the Australian and New Zealand reseller. We'll pop a link to the website in this description if you're interested in checking them out. Never multi-sowed peas before, but I think I remember, was it Hugh or Charles? I can't remember. Follow them both. Hugh Richards or Charles Dowding said that peas, definitely snow peas, I can't remember if it was shelling peas as well, but they like company, so I'll do that. I've only ever singly sowed them. Here's what they look like. So, sprinkling compost on top. And we're done. And this one's more forgiving. I do just put the watering can over it once or twice. And fill the compost up above, I guess, the top of the tray, so it's a bit moulded over. For that same reason, knowing that water is going to run off when I water it. Put the peas out of the way. Okay, get my label. Shelling pea, snow pea. Snow pea, shelling pea. Put them over here. Round it up with compost. Didn't need any more compost in the end. Okay. Round it over. Pop the label on. Alright. There we go. Our first lot of sowing for the season. So I hope you can follow along, or could follow along. I just realised I probably did the sowing the punnets, the multi-sow in these little things, a bit too close to the camera, so you probably couldn't actually see a lot, so I do apologise. I'm terrible, I am learning, but sowing some really small seeds, some lettuce and some kale, small kale. I would usually have, Hamish is trying to get involved, I would usually have some vermiculite in here, but we haven't got any, so we'll make do with what we have. This is just all-purpose compost, nothing special, just, you know, good quality compost that you can get at any nursery. Nothing that you get from Bunnings, please. Just a good nursery, and their all-purpose compost I've found works really well. No need to pay more for, you know, seed raising mix or anything like that, I don't think. So this step now is I just wet the medium. This compost is actually quite damp already, so I'm just going to give it a really good misting. I could also probably wet it as well, make it really saturated, but Hamish has got watering can at the moment and I've had a few meltdowns today, so I prefer to avoid that. This should be all right. I'll show you after I sow them in here, but I really like the misting to water this while the seedling is germinated until just after it's germinated, until it's pricked out, because it doesn't move the seeds, keeps them in place, which is what you want. All right, so we've wet our medium. Do you want to take that away? Oh! Oh!
Do you want to spray over?
Want to show Daddy?
Yeah, let's go spray over here.
Oh, the joys of doing it with a 20-month-old. All right, so I'm just doing some kale seeds here. It's probably a little bit too early, but we're going to give it a go. I actually filmed all this beforehand, but I'm terrible with the camera, and nothing was in sight, was in view, so I had to do it again. It's all right, you live and learn. Okay, so just, I'm not sure if you can see, well, you can't see, but just putting them on the surface here. I can't remember if I talked about it in the last clip that I did, but we really like these punnet trays because they've got inbuilt holes in them at the bottom and at the top, so it allows for water drainage, and it's like a mini greenhouse and on its own because it's got a lid on the top that you can close. And what have we got here? Oh, well, that's right, I just did I was meaning to do kale, but I did bok choy, but that's fine. We love bok choy, I've already done that. Now we'll do some kale. Okay, just pop this in a line. The idea for using these punnets for really small seeds is that once they germinate and have tiny little seedlings, then you prick them out and put them into actual seedling trays, which is the one over there. Yeah, it's just a really good way to concentrate the growth. So you make sure that they've all germinated and you pick the big ones, the strong ones out, and then you can plant them into the seedling tray. So it's a little bit more efficient when you do it this way, I have found. Okay, so we've popped the seeds on top of the saturated compost mix, and now it's just trying to really finely spread a thin layer of compost on the top. The idea is to not make this top layer super thick. You kind of just want to make sure that they're just covered enough. Hamish's misting bottle, and we just mist on top. And as I'm doing this, nothing, see if I can actually bring you up. I'm not good at this, but as I'm misting, nothing is moving. Everything's all in place, which is what we want. If you were to do a watering can over this, you probably displace the seeds. That's why we do it. And the beauty of this, I mean, I haven't got any labels, but I know what's in here, is that you can close it up and there you go. You've got a mini greenhouse and they should germinate.